This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
And a very good evening and welcome to The South Today. I'm Craig Story. Hundreds have gathered at the ILT Stadium today to mourn the late netball great and sport commentator Tanya Dalton. After having an internal carotid artery aneurysm on February the 26th, Ms Dalton died on the 1st of March. The funeral was held in Auckland, but the service was live streamed so the Southland community could participate.
There were bursts of laughter and tears for Tanya Dalton at the ILT Stadium this afternoon. The 45-year-old netballer and sports commentator died on the 1st of March, 3 days after suffering an aneurysm while playing touch rugby. While her funeral was held at QBE Stadium in Auckland's North Shore, it was preceded by the Invercargill Memorial Service, where she was remembered as one of the stars of the Southern netball teams. Ex-teammate Wendy Frew recalled a fun person.
Teabag was the life of every party. Even if it didn't start as a party, she definitely made sure it ended as one. She should have had the chance to do this in a retirement village 40 years from now. Her smile and energy lit up the room. No matter where you meet Teabag, everyone got the same person. She was genuine and real.
It was an emotional ceremony, with some of the speakers struggling to get the words out at times.
They often say God only picks the roses, and he has sure selected a beautiful one in Teabag. She lived her life to the absolute max. Sorry. If there's anything to be learned from this, it's to value the time we have here with those we love, cherish every moment and remember to laugh together. Go well, Teabag. The good times never seem so good.
Frew says her heart goes out to the loved ones Tanya left behind, husband Dwayne and children Taylor, Charlie and Matthew. Janet Copeland, the Southern Steel's ex-chairwoman, spoke on Tanya's many netballing successes.
Tanya's infectious smile, her warmth and her candid honesty meant that she had adoring fans wherever she went. Tanya always took the time to stop and talk, sign an autograph, encourage a star-struck young aspiring netballer, thank a doting fan, or just say hello. Tanya was personable, friendly, and always authentic.
Tanya was called a true blue adopted Southlander. A live stream of her funeral service was played following the Southland Memorial. Ruby Spink, The South Today.
The body of a man working in the Falls Dam area of central Otago, approximately 50 kilometres north of Alexandra, has been found by searchers. He was 63-year-old Ross Andrew Gerken of Manapuri. Detective Sergeant Derek Shaw says Mr Gerken was reported missing when he failed to return 3 o'clock on Saturday. He'd been working as a ferret trapper in the area. Family, local, farmers and police commenced a land and air search for him in the early hours yesterday, and his body was found just after 6 a.m. Sunday morning. Mr Gerken's death has been referred to the coroner, and WorkSafe New Zealand have also been advised. The police would like to thank all volunteers for their efforts. Around 40% of the 1,900 charities in Dunedin are failing to comply with new regulations for financial reporting. The comments come from Alan Shanks of Connect South, which follows an audit of charities nationwide. Shanks says charities in Dunedin, including those struggling to meet the new requirements, make up about 7% of all registered charities in New Zealand.
An audit conducted by the Department of Internal Affairs has found almost half of all charities in New Zealand are failing to meet legal requirements for financial reporting. A specialist in charity law has called the non-compliance alarming.
The report was a wee bit distorted in some ways. They've used the word alarming, or the report has used alarming, but I don't think that's a fair reflection on what's really happening.
Alan Shanks at Connect South says the lack of compliance is often a case of charities letting their reporting dates expire. Charities have had to comply to greater standards of transparency since April last year.
So they've it's too hard basket, if you like.
Shanks says a lot of charities have stepped up asking for assistance to work with the new regulations. He believes the government has a requirement to assist NGOs with compliance, but says the standards are fair.
I think the government, in fairness, have tried to lift the standard. I think it's not a good statement to say that they're not able, the standards are too high.
So far, Connect South has helped at least half a dozen organisations in the charity sector to meet compliance requirements in what they call an ongoing commitment. Roselle Lebone, The South Today.
A Queenstown hospitality worker hit by a car in the resort town on Friday night remains in serious condition. The driver did not stop, but police say the public have helped to track the driver down, and he appeared in court on Saturday. The woman was seriously injured in the hit-and-run incident and remains in a coma in Dunedin Hospital. She's a waitress at the Reese Hotel and was struck at the intersection of Frankton Road and Adelaide Street about 10 p.m. on Friday night. A 33-year-old man was arrested on Saturday morning and appeared in the Queenstown District Court today, facing several charges in relation to the incident. Police say members of the public were instrumental in tracking down the man after interviewing several witnesses. A Queenstown golfer will compete in a prestigious American golf competition in Pinehurst, North Carolina in August. And it's Josh Harris, and he's 8 years old. And he is one of 1,500 boys and girls from around the world qualified to compete in the Under-12s World Golf Championships. Mina Amso talks with a potential future world champ.
Josh Harris has been playing golf for 5 years. Now at age 8, he's among the top 2 for his age in New Zealand, snapping up awards and trophies at home turf.
I came second in 3 of them and first in 4 of them. On the last round, I had a playoff and I won the playoff, so I won the tour that was in Auckland.
Josh believes he's now ready to swing by foreign soil and compete at the world's most prestigious golf tournament.
Trophy, and you're ranked #1 in the world if you win the whole thing.
Josh, how do you feel about that?
I'm very excited. I'd love to be there now if it was on.
Get your stuff out.
Josh trains at the Frankton and Hills golf courses alongside his professional golf coach, Alan Mackay.
He's a good coach and he fixed my grip up a bit.
And what can you say, the one thing that you really enjoy about training with Alan?
He says he's got to chuck me in like this stream, but one day he says, but I'm not sure that will happen.
But Mackay says Josh is a natural.
He already had a golf swing.
Coach Mackay says Josh has the desire to play golf and is willing to compete.
He hits the ball well, and he's like most kids, he's a sponge, so he soaks up information and wants to get better.
Josh's mum Anne is proud and happy that Josh gets to compete on such high level.
Well, I think it's exciting for him to be able to do it, and to be so excited about himself and so focused is amazing.
And Josh will have his whole family along for the ride on the golf course and, of course, for a few events on the side.
We're going to Disneyland and Legoland apparently, so it's going to be a big family trip for us.
Josh and his family head to North Carolina for the competition in August. Mina Amso, The South Today.
We'll be keeping a close eye on you, young Padawan. Still to come on The South Today, it's still fun to be a wee kiddie, and big fun was had at the Dunedin Stadium. And the rich heritage of Otago is the backbone of the Otago Cavalcade, and thousands have made the journey. Maybe you were one of them.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
Here is this week's Mole Mapped UV report. Did you know if you tan easily or have dark skin, you're still at risk of skin cancer?
If you've ever been on a sunbed or been badly sunburnt, what are the chances you could have melanoma? Remove the doubt. get a mole map.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
If you've always dreamed of building a new home or renovating your existing home, make it happen. Go to the Home Show, 3rd, 4th, 5th of March at the More FM Arena at the Edgar Centre. Adults $10, children free. See you at the Home Show.
The University of Otago, New Zealand's only true collegiate university. For first-year students, the history, the expectations of excellence are
unfamiliar.
G'day, I'm next door.
Hi, next door. I'm Samantha Pascoe.
No, you're not. I'm Josh, Clyde, Science. And you are?
Sam, Hastings, Lauren Arts.
Tame, Auckland, Commerce. Osaka, Greece, Classics. History.
Silverhorn Active Manuka Honey from the natural Manuka forests of New Zealand. Buy one 250-gram pot for $34.90 and get a second pot for half price. Order online at silverhorn.co.nz.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books. With the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
Gillian's and Silverhorn bring you Rub of the Green, lawn bowls from around the south. Saturday night at 7, replaying on Sunday at 1 p.m. and Tuesday at 3:30.
Welcome back to the South Today. Invercargill senior citizens recently took the opportunity to embrace new technology. The New Zealand Federation of Senior Net's CEO Grant Sidaway led a presentation to around 30 people. The topics covered included getting the most out of your cell phone and the social impact of social media. Sidaway says as long as technology keeps improving and evolving, Senior Net will continue working to keep people in the loop. Sunday morning saw the annual Children's Day Out at the Dunedin Stadium. Families with kiddies under 5 years of age enjoyed the event, which provided all manner of free entertainment for Dunedin's young ones.
12 hours after a bruising rugby match, the Forsyth Bar Stadium saw a much more gentle event, featuring face painting, a fire engine and live music from Rainbow Rosalind. This is the second year that Plunket and related agencies have held the Children's Day Out in Dunedin.
Just that the most precious thing that parents can spend with their children is time, and that's about today, the opportunity for parents to spend time with their children.
Other than a gold coin entry, all the events were free, even the sausage sizzle.
That was a conscious decision by the group that to make it a free day and not to have anything for sale. And that includes food. Yeah. We've got a free sausage sizzle, and but yeah, nothing, no pressure on parents to spend money.
Catherine says the stadium and its staff were provided free of charge to help the community hold this event, and that she looked forward to having the same event here next year. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
What a great gig. Hundreds of horse riders converged on the host town of Omakau for the grand cavalcade at the Omakau Racecourse on Saturday. Nearly 500 people took on 9 trails took part of this year's 25th anniversary cavalcade. The cavalcade founder Fleur Sullivan says she never imagined the event would grow to have the size that it is.
What I wanted to do was make the small towns that struggle get their share of the action and using the history that they all had as a platform to market it from, they could all have some success of following these trails.
Riders paraded past a crowd of more than 2,000 people at the racecourse. The trail riding get-together is designed to bolster small communities by showcasing Otago Goldfields heritage. 7 people have done all 25 cavalcades, there they are, and they were presented with commemorative certificates and plaques for the mantelpiece. Organisers estimate each cavalcade puts about $200,000 into local communities through catering contracts, fundraising stalls and other contributions. Well done, Fleur. Stay where you are, please, because after the break on the South Today, a cautionary tale about getting a vehicle inspection. One did not go as planned, and emergency services were called to VTNZ. See you soon.
Dunedin is recognised by UNESCO as a city of literature. Find out how this came about and what it means for the city. In Dunedin, a city of literature, 7 p.m. Sundays. Proudly brought to you by Hard to Find Books.
Here is this week's Mole Map UV report. Did you know, in recent years, the number of New Zealanders dying from melanoma has been as high as the road toll?
If you've ever been on a sunbed or been badly sunburnt, what are the chances you could have melanoma? Remove the doubt. Get a mole map.
For over 35 years, Roslyn Mowers and Heating have been selling and servicing outdoor power equipment and are well established in home heating, installing wood fires. Call in and meet the friendly team. Roslyn Mowers and Heating, 150 Kaikorai Valley Road.
Travelling this weekend? Think slow.
Hi, welcome back to Alex Campbell Menswear. We're filming again from our Mosgiel store. We're having a 3-store wide, sizzling summer sale. It's the end of the season. We have sizzling prices in short sleeve shirts, polos, shorts, jeans. We've got specials in trousers. It's a sizzling summer sale.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's a sizzling summer sale.
The University of Otago, an institute of world-class education and the social epicentre of the city, with outfits needed for more formal functions like the ball and for less formal functions like
The zoo? Are you sure?
Yeah, trust me.
Yeah, Dad, you'll definitely see me. I'm the one in the yellow and blue face paint and the onesie in the zoo.
We're a 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focused on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikorai Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Here is this week's Mole Map UV report. Did you know, in recent years, the number of New Zealanders dying from melanoma has been as high as the road toll?
If you've ever been on a sunbed or been badly sunburnt, what are the chances you could have melanoma? Remove the doubt. Get a mole map.
Get finance and get on the road. Talk to MTF today.
Thank you for staying with the South Today. A woman has been taken to hospital after her car smashed into VTNZ's Teviot Street office in South Dunedin. The condition of the victim is unknown, but she did report back and neck pain. Emergency services were called to the crash just after 9 a.m. today. The woman's car was hit by a truck pulling out of Nichols Garden Centre in Teviot Street. She made a left-hand turn, colliding with the VTNZ building. Firefighters freed the car from the building to allow paramedics to get the woman out of the car. No one else was injured in the incident. And let's recap tonight's top stories on the South Today. Hundreds gathered at ILT Stadium today to mourn the late netballer great and sport commentator Tanya Dalton, who passed last week. Shanks says the number of charities in Dunedin struggling to meet new requirements in Dunedin makes up about 7% of the 1,000 charities audited over a 6-month period, and an 8-year-old Queenstown golfer will compete in a prestigious American golf competition in Pinehurst, North Carolina in August. And that brings us up to tomorrow's ODT. Phil Somerville.
Yes, hi.
Interesting stories you've got for us.
Oh, well, of course, the big story today, and people will read about it and we'll have details, is about Bill English announcing changes to superannuation age, eventually reaching 67, but not until 2040. So we shall see whether that sticks. All sorts of reactions already to that, of course.
Well, this has to be an election year to be pulling something like that out of the hat. It's a soft approach, though, isn't it?
Well, he might lose the election because of that. Who knows? Yeah. Because it's such a hot potato. And John Key always steered clear of it. He didn't want to touch it. But on the other hand, Bill English might be playing the card, I am a good financial manager. I think about the long term, and so I'm willing to take difficult choices. But some would argue, well, it's not difficult when it's that far away. So it'll be interesting to see what the analysts say.
Our ageing population is going to have a lot to say and a lot to think about this.
Yes, indeed.
What else?
Travel page, interesting story about travelling, particularly in southern Africa, with practical advice. Phys ed department at the university, it's not just humanities, there's what they call, they call change management happening there. So some problems meeting their budgets and what that might mean for staff. Mumps warning, it's in the North Island coming south, so schools are getting warned.
Be aware, be very aware. Mumps is a serious disease.
Yeah. Also serious, the Forbury Road corner with the Four Square there, where there was an accident. The person from the Four Square has a kit ready because there are so many accidents there. So interesting little story. Another one on a Mr. Taha, a Syrian refugee only 5 years ago, and will be practicing as an immigration lawyer in Dunedin shortly.
Great
so that's
story.
Nice. He was a lawyer in Damascus, but had to retrain and worked in Invercargill's, come back to Dunedin, and away he goes.
What a great story.
Stuff on the cricket, of course.
Yes, of course.
It's a big week for the cricket, and the golf in Queenstown's coming up. So there's material about that as well.
Outstanding. Phil Somerville from ODT, thank you so very much, sir. All right, prepare yourself. Let's have a look at tomorrow's weather.
This weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn Sportsville.
And a quick peek of the southern view. This is the shark attack ride in Queenstown. They have sharks. Okay, that's the Oval Sports Ground in Dunedin. Lovely bit of flat land. And that's the Troopers Memorial in downtown Invercargill. Again. Looking at the situation, unsettled and highly changeable is the theme for this week's weather. Periods of change, changeable winds, the occasional fine and sunny period. It's a mixed bag of serendipity, if you can manage it. To the southern outlook, it's a bit of a boilerplate in the deep south from Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden. We're looking at moderate southeasters becoming fine, but low temperatures 9 and 10 for you. To the central outlook, Alexandra, moderate southeasterlies becoming fine at 11 degrees. Similar conditions for Queenstown. Te Anau, it's 10 for you, and Wanaka, it's 11. Not much of a change no matter where you go. Heading to Oamaru, moderate southeasters and showers clearing, 13. Omarama, the same for you, moderate southeasters, but 11. Timaru, moderate southeasters, showers will be clearing. That's not a promise, 13. And Twizel, moderate southeasters becoming fine. Again, I promise you nothing, it's 11 degrees. In Dunedin tonight, rain clearing 9 degrees, but Tuesday brings the precipitation back along with cool sou'westers lingering, showers late in the day, winds easing, but Wednesday improves with fine and improving conditions. Cloudy, then some sun, cold in the evening, winds all over the place. And in Invercargill tonight, rain easing to showers, fresh gusty sou'westers. Tuesday opens to a fine start, possibly improving, sunny periods, fresh cold sou'westers. A cold night leads into Wednesday, which may be sunny and improving. Cooled conditions during the day. Probably that is not 1 degree, that is not 2 degrees. I promise you it is nowhere near as bad as that. No promises made, but all right. So the start of our week together. I'm Craig Story on behalf of the hard-working team for The South Today. Thank you, good evening.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.